Okay, so first of all, how are you guys?
Doing good.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, any expectations from tonight's gig in Warsaw?
No, it's actually one of our biggest, so it seems like a lot of fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
The whole tour.
Okay. So, well, last time you played in Warsaw was just 20th of July this year, so what made you coming back so quickly? And you must have enjoyed your gigs in Warsaw and Gdańsk, didn't you?
No, it was cool. Last time I played us really good. It was a really great audience. So, it just sounded like we came because people wanted to see us again. So, and more people, luckily.
Okay.
Yeah, so it seems like we have a fan base that's growing here pretty nicely.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So this is actually a question to you. What
Okay.
is the best mood to write lyrics?
Best mood?
Yeah, best mood.
It's a tough one. Usually, if it just kind of presents itself, it's just like you kind of just feel good or bad about somebody, and you can just write it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of just presents itself that way, but yeah, just kind of just come
Okay.
out. Usually just at home too, like I just like to write, like in front, like with a guitar and in front of a computer usually, typing lyrics.
Okay, so well, your songs are about love.
Mm.
So is there any reason that you write about romance and which aspects of love, like sorrow, joy, longing, breaking up, blah blah blah, you're feeling connected to and that inspired you the most?
Pretty much all those. I think those are all kind of covered, honestly. The reason I write about love is just it's the thing that feels the most natural to me. Like the thing that grabs my attention when writing is just relationships I've had with people and things like that, and lovers and friends, whatever. So it's kind of just feels natural. Like I just kind of go for that, and it's what makes me want to write. Like it makes me creative. Like being in that space, basically.
Okay, so there's this newest song of yours called K,
Mhm.
and is it a song about a concrete person, about a concrete Christian?
Yeah, it is actually. It was based on a long distance relationship that I had for a little while, and it's actually the same person that's in affection even. In like the second half of the song, where it talks about going upstate and talking for hours and that kind of stuff. So the kind of like that's like saying that they're gonna visit in affection, and like in K is actually when she does visit. So it's kind of like a two-part story there. And then the relationship gets kind of fucked up basically, and it just sort of goes where it has to go.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So as a main inspiration, you mentioned artists like Francois Hardy, Cocteau Twins, Miles Davis, Red House Painters, Mazzy Star. And apart from these artists, did you find any new bands or artists kind of inspiring?
For this, it's been pretty locked in to those. Like I felt like we kind of boiled it down to those a lot. Like Eric Satie was a big one too. Like that was just like mood-wise, his music's like so calming, and I said it sounds kind of like ancient and modern at the same time, which is kind of what I wanted this band to sound like. So that's a huge one, Eric Satie. As far as newer ones, I can't really put that into like anything. It feels like we kind of established the sound of the group based on like these really strict kind of bands and like wanted it to be like a really specific sound. So it isn't quite to the point yet where I think we're like kind of like let's bring in some new influences yet. I think we're trying to make it really refined and kind of just make it that for now, and then it'll change as time goes on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are photos of the surrealistic photographer Man Ray on one on anatomies and on affection, a radiograph. So why did you decide to use his photography?
That was actually I had just seen his photography after we'd done the first EP, and just thought it was amazing actually. It felt really perfect with the sound of that record for whatever reason. So just totally instinctual, I just saw it and I thought that's great, and then looking at more of his stuff, it felt like you could kind of establish a really like concrete mood, which is what I like, like a concrete like image style, like is which I liked with like the Smiths and like Don Sebastian, with, like these like album covers that were very it's like really cohesive. And so we kind of used his stuff and thought like let's do that, like make a really cohesive image to the band that kind of stays really like strict, and it's there's more power in that I think than kind of jumping around.
So are you interested in photography?
Yeah, for sure. And I don't really do much myself, but there's a lot of photographers that I like that that resonate with me.
And do you think that visual aspect of music, like covers, posters, music videos, is this important?
Yeah,
for the music?
I think for us, we're kind of saying that we don't want to do videos for the moment because there seems to be something powerful going on without it. So it seems like kind of tacked on at the moment. Maybe later we'll do it, but yeah, I think it's crucial. Like I think what drew a lot of people into the music too is seeing probably the record cover and then they heard the music, and it was like one complete, work. Like all the elements kind of work together and make everything stronger. So yeah, I definitely believe in that. And I think that's one thing that we really want to do is make every aspect of what we do like really strong. The image, the music, and all that.
Okay, so in your merch EP1, apart from the CD form, it is also available on the cassette, and it is not really commonly used these days. So why did you decide to release it like that? And do you still listen to cassettes?
Actually, I can't really say that I do, but it sounded like there's some sort of what's happening? Revival of cassettes going on for the last while. And I grew up with cassettes anyway, so it's they're nostalgic for me. Actually, I probably like the cassette design the best, honestly. Yeah, I think it looks really good. So I don't know what it is, but the first music I listened to was on cassette.
Also, with the cassette, you get two sides, which is nice.
Yeah.
Rather than just like a CD or like you buy an album, it's just there's no end.
Yeah. So, but so it's kind of a novelty, honestly, but it's definitely cool.
So in September 2016, you supported Garbage on US Tower. How was it?
They were great. They were like as sweet as possible to us. They were Shirley and Butch and the rest of the guys were like actually huge fans of us. And pretty much every night on the mic, Shirley would talk about us and just kind of rave about us to the crowd, and like in really sincere, surprising ways every night. So it was like, so flattering. And having grown up with their music, and I think I saw them like 120 minutes, and I was like in like 5th grade or something. I just watched their interview and was just fascinated by them. So it's extreme flattery, and they were just so nice to us, and it was so much fun. So it was a great tour.
So we read that you're working on a new album. Is that true? So
Yeah.
how is it going? Can you tell us something more about it? And can we expect any covers, just as it happened on the Rings of Affection, like Keep on Loving You?
I think this time we're not going to do any covers, just for the LP. Just because they didn't kind of present themselves this time. But I love the covers we've done for sure. And it seems like the fans like them too. But this time it felt like we were just going to do a collection of all original songs, and it'll probably be about 10 songs. And we'll do a few of them tonight, but it's going to follow very strictly with what you've heard before. We're trying to just make a complete statement based off of the work we've done before, and like a really cohesive statement. So it's going to follow along the same lines, just be like a long form work of what we've done before. It's basically what it is.
Okay, so each one of you, first memory related to music.
Let's see. Yeah,
Mine is my brother's room was adjacent to mine, and he was listening to Tears for Fears shout really loud, and I had never been fascinated by a song before. I remember like putting my ear to the wall to just hear it more, and that was the first time I think I kind of came alive.
Yeah, for me it was, I think I was born the same year that Thriller came out, so like it was kind of unescapable. So I had the beige Thriller tape, and I would just listen to it on a Walkman, and was just fascinated by how insane that album is, and so that music brought me alive pretty much. The Thriller album on tape.
My dad was a huge Paul McCartney fan, so I heard Wings before I heard the Beatles. And I think the first song I can remember was Let 'Em In. I remember him playing that all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
I was telling the boys the other day that when I was a child, when I was sad, my parents would play me Scott Joplin Ragtime, and if I was crying or upset, they would put that on, and it would just turn my mood around. So I think that would be one of the first memories I have of music directly influencing me and helping me.
Any best memory? Can you pick any one of those bests?
With just for music or just?
Yeah, just for music.
Dang, that's nearly impossible.
There's been a few this year.
There's been a few this year, for sure.
Okay.
Dang, it's a tough one.
You mean
Can't jump on it.
personal or like as far as the band? You mean like other people's music or?
Like, what do you prefer?
Any of this,
Whatever.
all the above, like
Like,
best memory like associated with music, like in our personal
Oh
lives.
yeah, as far I met somebody on this tour who struggled with anxiety, and she says she puts it on and it calms her, and then she's been suggesting to other people who also struggle with anxiety to listen to us, and apparently it's helped them too. So that was special. For sure.
Yeah.
That it's getting like, it's not just like just for the ears, it's for the heart.
Yeah, that's been great. We find that happens pretty often. We had actually an amazing experience just at this festival we did in Latvia, where we played to this insane crowd that just like floored us by how energetic they were and everything. And after that, we were just so high on their energy that we just kind of went to the beach that was in the festival and just hung out and watched the sun was kind of like forever setting. So that was like a really beautiful memory. So,
Playing CNC Music Factory is going to make you sweat in a high school marching band.
Okay.
What'd you play?
Trombone.
That's cool.
Okay, guys, were you thinking about releasing any music video, and if yes, to which songs, and how would you like it to look?
oh yeah, I think we were saying that earlier. But no, I think we're gonna kind of take a different route and not do it. It seems like people want us to do it, and that's great. And I love music videos, and I know we actually all do. It's just there seems to be something special about not doing one right now. We thought about maybe doing one later if we actually collaborate with the director, and maybe do it or as a collaboration with them versus kind of like usually you just say here's a song, can you do something with it with the director? But I think if we kind of met a director and said maybe we could kind of do something together, then maybe we'd do it. But for now, I think there's really no need. Kind of going to say let's not do it and kind of let it be something else.
Okay. So in a feature for Noisy by Vice, Christina Kakuri describes cigarettes after sex as elemental, hazy, and romantic, but the itch underneath Gonzalez's androgynous voice, as well as sweet and sentimental. What do you think about that?
I think she kind of nailed it. I think it's all that stuff was kind of there. We had a really good chat when I talked to her, and I'm fine with that description. It feels nice to me. It feels like it feels right on.
Okay. And well, the music blog Your Drums Music describes the band as slow, dreamy, and beautiful, with gorgeous, tender vocals and very good lyrics, and compares you to Maisie Starr and the Really Red House Painters, so your inspirations.
Yeah.
So what do you think about these comparisons, and what do you think about comparing one artist to another in general?
Yeah, it's just it's inevitable because that's what the reason that we did this music together and that I was writing these songs was because I'd kind of refound like Fade Into You, and I'd refound Katie's song, The Red House Painters, and the song just kind of brought something out of me that made me want to like write in this kind of way for some reason. So yeah, influences are just crucial, and I think of them all the time. Like if we're doing something, it's just a point of reference, so it makes total sense. It's not a bad thing ever. It's really good. Yeah, to be compared, and especially to be compared that people are seeing that it sounds like the things that we're trying to sound like, or that we took influence from. Using those to do something new, those older influences.
Okay, great. And the last question, what do you feel just seconds before you hit the stage?
What do we do?
We're kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Because we actually talk and laugh a lot, but before we get on stage, it gets kind of quiet. We just kind of...
Stress? Or
No, it's just
okay.
focus.
It's like the energy of like getting ready, it's like you're gonna go on a roller coaster and something, like you're about to like get on, you're like, all right, you have to kind of psych yourself out a little bit, and you feel all this energy, and then you go on and do it, But there's like a rush of positive energy going on, but it makes you kind of quiet.
Okay,
So
thank
what
you
you're saying.
very much
Yeah, you're
for
welcome.
it. Thank you.
Thank you guys.